Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We all know that habits define a person. They can be good and bad both at the same time. So in this video, we will be talking about 10 toxic habits that will make you age faster. Before diving into the video, subscribe to the channel Mindset Madness and hit the notification bell icon. So without any further ado, let's get straight to the first one. Number 1. Hold on to grudges. The first is to keep grudges at bay. We all know that forgiveness is something that many people overlook. It has nothing to do with the person you are furious with, and everything to do with you giving yourself permission to be at peace, which is certainly easier said than done. But holding a grudge feels almost natural among some family or friend groups. We eventually realize that the other person we see is wrong, and will apologize. But you know what? That doesn't always happen. However, rather than waiting for the other person to repent for the mistake they had made, it is advisable to set your ego aside and save your relationship because life is too short to rely on someone else for happiness. Self-revelation essentially puts them in control, and this is your life, not theirs. In fact, negative loops in life does nothing but keep your moods and stress hormones high, while also causing you to age rapidly in the process of a long grudge. So, let go of it, and be the savior as you enjoy every moment of your existence. Number 2. Perfectionism. This one is a tough nut to crack. So many of us are our own harshest critics. If I'm being honest, this is a pattern that begins in childhood, when a youngster feels like they'll never live up to their parents' expectations. You may assume that this isn't a big deal because it happens to a lot of kids, but what you don't realize is that as these kids get older, they develop the habit of setting very high standards for themselves and then punishing themselves severely if they don't meet them. This is a habit that leads to toxicity, and the additional stress it adds to an already difficult lifestyle can cause people to age much faster and literally shorten their lives. That is why it is critical to practice self-grace. I'm not saying that you should not set high standards for yourself. Rather, you should understand that your value or worth is unrelated to those standards. Dr. Michael Dow, a psychologist, wrote a book about how to train your brain to be your own therapist. Perfectionism, he claims, tricks the brain into thinking negative thoughts, which cause hormones to be released that speed up the aging process. So in order to slow down your aging process, doesn't set too high standards for yourself. Number 3. Too much sugar intake. As much as it pains me to admit, I'm a sucker for candy. However, it is a reality that ingesting high sugar foods and beverages will cause you to age faster, and science backs this up. A group of researchers looked at images of 602 people's faces with varying blood glucose levels as part of a study. These individuals were tasked with estimating the ages of the individuals in the images. The results of the experiment are somewhat surprising. Because of a process known as glycation, people with higher blood sugar levels are regarded by others to be older than their true age. Glycation, to put it simply, is a process in which all of the glucose in the body binds to collagen and elastin fibers in the dermis, destroying the skin's support cushion. As a result, your skin will appear dull and harsh. Excess sugar in your diet, particularly after your 30s, will make you appear much older than your actual age. On the other hand, research suggests that having a huge meal more than twice a week can speed up your aging process by putting it under too much oxidative stress and making it difficult for your body to digest. Number 4. Intense dieting. To be really honest, I believe that the entire dieting culture is extremely toxic on many levels. But crash diets are the worst. People are drawn to the idea of crash dieting because it appears that you can lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. But what they don't realize is that if 10 pounds cannot be gained in 2 weeks, how can it be eliminated in 2? The intense weight loss does not simply remove the weight from your body. It also removes your water level and masses, leading to hormonal changes that have side effects on your skin, making it look dull and older than your age. So, if you want to look younger and slow down the aging process, make sure to consume nutritious and good food and avoid all of these hazardous diets that can cause an unhealthy release of hormones and cause your skin and body to react differently. Number 5. Less movement. In today's world, the digitalized era has given us everything we need at the tip of our fingers, and we don't have to move to do anything. All of these activities from shopping to banking are available on mobile phones and can be done without moving 1 inch. As a result, we have become lethargic and have stopped moving our bodies, resulting in aging. Exercise is frequently misunderstood as being intense and extreme, while in reality, it can be as simple as a 30-minute stroll or a 10-minute run a few times per week. We don't realize it now, but when we're older, we'll realize that exercising and working your muscles can help you add days to your life. Exercising such as walking, jumping, or lifting weights helps build your muscles and improve how well your body ages by keeping your muscles strong, keeping your heart and brain healthy, and preserving your bones and joints from harm. It's been stated that the quickest way to feel 70 when you're 30 is to never exercise and spend your days lounging around. Number 6. Neglect, depression. We all know that everyone has a bad day now and then. It's not horrible to have a poor day. However, if you have more bad days than good days for more than 2 weeks in a row, you may be entering a market depressed territory, and it's critical that you never dismiss your sentiments at that time. Ignoring your sentiments and hoping that things will get better or clear up on their own is not only a risky game to play, but it can also hasten your aging process. According to scientific evidence, significant depression in the context of prolonged stress causes the brain to shrink, resulting in emotional and cognitive damage. If you're having a similar difficulty with yourself, cognitive behavioral therapy could be the answer. This therapy will benefit you because it focuses on recognizing and addressing negative thoughts as they arise, rather than simply believing and acting on them as a fact and are unimportant and would go away on their own. It is vital to address your negative ideas before they turn into depression, if you want to seem younger or not age faster. Number 7. Less water and more alcohol. We all understand the significance of a glass of wine. A glass of wine can practically emphasize the taste and make your evening spectacular, whether it's a pleasure party or just a meal. But what people don't realize is that drinking too much alcohol can really accelerate the aging process, making it a fundamental cause. Although a huge number of studies have shown that a moderate amount of alcohol can really have an anti-aging effect on a person's body, I will remember that there is an important adage that says, "Too much of everything is bad." Sometimes we are aware that what we are doing is harmful to our health, but we continue to do it because we enjoy it. A similar situation exists when it comes to drinking water. We all know that staying hydrated requires drinking water, yet we don't pay enough attention to it. In fact, we all know that drinking more water can help us slow down the aging process. I understand that a clear, colorless, and flavorless liquid isn't appealing, but it's past time for us to mature and take care of our bodies. Number 8. Avoiding company. I understand and completely think that people should spend their time alone and that they can literally help themselves in this fashion, but there is a distinction to be made between being alone and being lonely. Avoiding your friends and spending all of your time alone can be quite poisonous in the sense that it can leave you vulnerable to depression, which, as we've already discussed, can accelerate your aging process. Maintaining friendship isn't always simple for you, especially when everyone has their own busy lives and schedules. However, networking and forming friends has some significant anti-aging advantages. Many studies have shown that interacting with friends, even if it is just digitally, is a significant stress relief and can be used as a countermeasure to combat depression. You must be wondering why. It's because talking to friends allows you to talk things out or participate in an activity, the most significant of which is that it makes you laugh. Being in the presence of friends releases a slew of happy chemicals in the brain, which help to counteract the stress hormones already present in your body. Number 9. Lazing around. With as much time we spend at a desk or in front of a screen, it's virtually unavoidable, but allowing your posture to suffer as a result of this work will unquestionably age you faster. I suppose I can argue that we've moved on from the era when only octogenarians had the hunch over their backs. But it's a terrible reality of this era that people now have these things. And the reason I'm saying this is because we all know that sitting in front of a screen and surfing an iPhone all day is harmful to our health. This is the primary reason why the younger generation frequently complains about back discomfort, as their posture is so poor and they are unaware of it. In technical terms, the manner in which we use our phones is known as the forward-leaning head posture. This position puts a lot of strain on the upper spine, leading it to curve and become weak, which can lead to ailments including arthritis, degenerative disc disease, and painful activities, like when a vertebrae is out of place. So if you're having trouble with this, make sure you modify or change your posture. Number 10. No oral hygiene. You might be asking, what does teeth oral hygiene have to do with age? As it's something we frequently overlook, Our teeth, in fact, are one of the first locations to exhibit signs of age. Things like smoking and drinking a lot of wine can put a smile on your face while also causing a wholesome problem. If you neglect to see a dentist, things can quickly spiral out of control. Not brushing and flossing on a regular basis, as well as skipping your monthly checkups, puts you at risk for cavities as well as disease, putting you at a higher chance for developing additional problems such as stroke, diabetes, and heart disease. In fact, these disorders accelerate the aging process. If you want to live a happy and healthy life while maintaining your current appearance, try not to skip dental checkups. We all want to live a long and happy life, so make sure to leave all these toxic habits behind. Well, that was it for today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel Mindset Madness, and don't forget to click that bell icon to get all our interesting videos on the go. I will meet you guys in the next video. Till then, stay safe and thanks for watching.